is my level. Imagine surfing the internet looking for an old couch, a tool, a car, or maybe the perfect pet for you and your family. No matter what you're looking for on the internet, you're trying to fulfill a checklist. Now imagine looking on the same website using the same internet source and hearing and you reading comments as such. But let me just say too, some of these comments are damaging, insulting, and maybe heartbreaking, but I just ask that you bear with me. I would have given her away to a serial killer. That's just how irritated I was. There was a post that was on a website. As a matter of fact, it was a Yahoo website in March 2012 by a woman who was trying to rehome her 12-year-old daughter. I couldn't stand to look at him anymore. I wanted this child gone. I'm not worried about it too much because there's so many people out there looking for homes to home children like this. I just can't deal with this anymore. I agree it's wrong to abuse, but we don't abuse them. There's a difference. We just have to teach them that what we're doing is okay and make them think it's normal. Those are posts that were put on a website, and they were all documented by a Reuters investigator. These are all taken from a Yahoo internet site, but since that has happened and the Reuters investigator stepped in, that site has been closed down. A commissioner for the Department of Health and Human Services says that many children who has been rehomed are children who have been in cases of some kind of severe abuse, or maybe they were trying to warn someone about the abuse. They no longer wanted to be a part of the abuse, and they were just crying out for help. In other words, it's as if a child was blowing a whistle. However, in order to track the children, there have to be laws put in place. That was also stated by the commissioner for the United States Department of Health. There have to be laws put in place because there are just so many children and so many families that's going through the issues of rehoming. One very well-known case was from, again, the House of Representatives by a one Justin Harris. He was actually the representative. He actually rehomed his two daughters. He rehomed his two daughters because he had two biological daughters. He had two adoptive daughters, and he felt like they were an issue or risk to be around his biological children. He thought that he was doing the right thing because he rehomed the children with someone that he had known for many years. They had a very good rapport together. He rehomed them and came to find out later that with the guy that he rehomed the two girls to, he later sexually assaulted the older of the two girls. That was documented in 2013. Another well-known case was the case in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. A mother who adopted her son from another country at birth. She got him when he was like 3 days old. He was now 9 years old. She couldn't deal with him anymore. She got on the internet and she actually put on there, is there anyone out there looking for a 9-year-old son? This was also a Reuters investigation by Megan Towie, April 2014. Within 1 hour of putting that post on the website, she met with a male in the motel parking lot in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. She handed her son to him. He was a pedophile. But that's just how easy it was to rehome children. You make a phone call, or you meet up on in some kind of disclosed location, or maybe not so disclosed. You hand the child off. You go your way, they go your way, and that's just the reality of it. Because it's such an underground and a black market type of thing, it's so hard to track it. In many cases, parents, they had a fear of going to the proper authorities because they thought they would be charged with abandonment or neglect, because there have been issues of abandonment and neglect when parents have turned their children in. I don't know about the relationship as far as you take your child to the safe haven place, the police station or hospital, but these parents had certain fears for whatever reasons. Another investigation came up and said that maybe these parents had the certain fears because they had something that they needed to hide anyway. Okay, in Wisconsin, There's a law that was put in place, and the law started coming in about 2 years ago. But there was a law put in place in 2014 by a Governor Scott Walker of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and the law was just a 1,000% stop rehoming of children. Period. There's also another law that's been put into place, and it's the ICPC. It's a personalized safeguard for children. If you are in Illinois and someone's in Indiana and they want to switch off the children or rehome the children, that's no longer allowed. There has to be a representative from both states signing documents with both sets of parents before the child can be rehomed. So let me just tell you this before I go any further. Rehoming children used to be something that was legal. It was actually to help our parents who actually went through a lot of hardships to adopt children from other countries or whatever. And it was like once you found out that child was not the fit for you, before you signed the final contract, you can actually rehome that child. It couldn't fit for your family, but maybe it could fit for your family. So it used to be legal, but now it's just gotten way out of control, way out of hand because of the governmental legislation that was not involved. There's another state representative who also proposed a bill, and that was in 2012. This was bill number 1676 to also totally stop the rehoming of children. However, he has also stated, his name is Art Conway, and he worked with David Meeks. He's also stated it's so hard to keep track of these children being rehomed. As a matter of fact, he actually brought up the case, many cases about, like if you go into a grocery store, you look on the back of a milk carton or a juice carton, you see the missing child, or you go look on the wall in any kind of big department store, you see a whole big wall full of missing children. There may be some kind of link of these missing children actually being the rehomed children. So that's something that's been investigated now also by Reuters investigation. In closing, I would like to say I have presented you with problems, causes, and solutions of rehoming. I've told you many problems, many causes. Now, my main focus are the solutions, and the solutions are that the laws are being put in place, the laws have been coming in place, the laws have been working out. However, there are many more laws that they still need to work on because it's too many people and it's not enough legislation involved to get the laws going. Now, even though they have put laws in place, starting like in 2012, many laws have been in place concerning the rehoming of children. It's still so hard to track. As a matter of fact, they're working on it. The Reuters investigation, many investigations, and the House of Representatives from all over are working to implement laws on rehoming and to stop rehoming children. Thank you for your time. Are there any questions?
No.